Hello and welcome back to Middleburgh. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we're over at our really big field that we want to start clearing off. It's been raining all morning. I did some little bit of work with the animals, cleared up the animals, and I figured I'd come over while the rain was just finished up a little while ago, and I'm gonna get some tree cutting done. Being that we've got to get this tree down if we ever, whoops, if we ever want to make that big, huge field. We got to get all these trees down. Got to get them chopped up. Gonna have to spend some time on the harvester. Now I know I'm not gonna be able to get it done this year. And for the fact of the matter is that all the sawmills are currently full. But I've got to get some time on the harvester here. Get some practice with this one. This one seems to move a little faster than some of the other ones I've used, but it's okay. It seems to walk on pretty well. And we're going to get some log cutting done. And maybe just stack up the logs right here towards in the grass. Give me somewhere to put them for now. But the plan, of course, is to clear out this field. Now, if you haven't seen this field in a while, I'm going to finish this tree off. Turn this tractor off. Jump out real quick. Take the skies. Just so you can kind of see what we're working with here. So if we kind of come up, we've got our little tree area here. We've got that poplar field we planted a while back. It's actually on growth stage 7 or 8 or something like that. It's pretty big. And you've got this big field here. Well, field-ish of trees. And you can kind of see like how the background was. So the way this whole map is it's really easy to see right now in the fall, where it's a combination of spruce and the deciduous trees. And we've already taken out most of the deciduous trees, but as you can see, there's quite a few spruce trees still left over. Now over here off the hill, up over the other side of the hill, we've already taken a good swath of these trees out from this side, using some of our less than legit techniques, but I mean, it's got to get done. And cutting all of this with the tree harvester is going to take way too much time. So I'm going to kind of do about half and half. Half of it with the tree harvester, half of it with just a chainsaw and the tree mobile wood sell point and all kind of stuff. And we'll just go from there. So I think that's the plan. But today, I'm going to kind of fill my time with the tree harvester in between doing some harvesting. Now, the harvesting we have to do, we can look at our map real quick. As you can see, all of the fields around our farm are ready for harvest. So these are all corn fields. We're going to need to do a lot of corn harvesting and get that corn over to the production facility, which is somewhere over here, I think. To convert into correct corn, which then automatically gets delivered to the whiskey plant, which is over here somewhere, and convert it into whiskeys, because that's the goal. But we got to get all 4 of these fields good to go. So let's jump over to our harvester, get the harvester going, and get the corn. Now we have our headers actually parked right here in front of the harvester. There we go. Got our corn headers sitting there in front. We do have a second corn header in case we want to bring the other harvester over. For now, I think we're just going to stick with this one header. And let's start off with the field in front of us. I'm going to unfold the header. Ooh, that was pretty good timing. I was actually planning on unfolding the harvester, not the header. Then let's get going with our course. Now, I don't know if, do I have a field here? I don't think I do. Let's just go ahead and create a job. So we're going to go field position, yeah. Generate. We'll do 2 headlands is fine. Fine, generate. Good to go. That looks good to me. Looks like I set up to do counterclockwise because we're going to need it because that pipe. And we'll get to going on our corn harvest. And we only have 4 fields to do, so I'm going to kind of run the harvester and run the thing. I'm not going to try to automate everything. I'll probably bring an auger wagon down here at some point and help out, but you know, for the most part, we're just harvesting some corn, getting it over to our facility so we can move along with the rest of the process. And we should get the big rig probably and get him set up to deliver that corn from all these fields. So let's let him harvest. He's nice and loud. I'm tabbing, which doesn't make sense. Let's jump over here to not that one, to this one. Oh, this one. Enter vehicle. He's already set up with the big trailer for hauling all of our grain and whatnot. We're going to head back over to the farm and get him ready to pick up. So I'm going to get going with this corn harvest. As you can see, we got our money is crazy because we're actually producing paper and logs and planks and all kind of stuff from all of these trees. Our money is just going to keep growing. And in all honesty, I don't have anything else left that I want to buy. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not true. I just remembered that I have something very important to buy. Let's think about that. Okay, so the next important thing for me to buy is actually the other thing that's ready for harvest today. Now, it's really hard to see that this is ready for harvest, but over at our other farm, there's one more crop that we've never harvested that actually we need to harvest today. Specifically today, which as soon as I drop this guy off next to the flying cow, we're gonna go down to the other farm and buy a new harvester because we have some grapes to harvest, or not grapes, I'm sorry, we have some olives to harvest. Now, I don't think I've ever harvested olives in FS22 ever, just because I never wanted to plant all those crops, but they're planted here and they're ready to harvest. So let's jump over and see what there is to harvest. Let's go here. Let's come down here. What do we got? Come here, this guy. Enter vehicle. So if we run over to our olive grove, we've got more olives than we know what to do with. But if we look, ready to harvest. So these are all ready to harvest, ready to go. So we need to get ourselves an olive harvester. And for that matter, we need to mow this meadow because it's so tall I can't even see over the rest of the field. But we're going to need to get an olive harvester. So let's quickly do that. What we've got here is probably one of the earliest mods that I ever made, which was for a multiplayer playthrough we were doing, which is basically just a recolor of the olive harvester, this base game, but I've updated a few things really just to make it more fun to use, I guess. Colors and obviously some more capacity because these things have nowhere near enough capacity, but that's going to be $306,000. And actually, let me exit out real quick and reset my spawn point for the store. And buy. Yes, thank you. We got it. And we have the olive harvester. So this is actually going to take a lot of time. So I may actually not spend any time on the other field today. And just deal with the olives. Now, it actually looks like, if I look at this really close, it looks like this row right here is not ready yet. But all the rest of the rows are. That's kind of weird. Okay. I guess one of them is at a different time period. Now, if you've never done the olives, it's actually really easy. You just kind of come up here. You unfold the harvester. You set it up so that it's like pointing straight down the line. Turn it on. I like to use my GPS to lock it in, and you just go like this down the rows. It waggles and bounces around a little bit, but essentially you're just harvesting olives. And you're not actually getting that many olives, so this whole field will probably fit into this harvester because it has a capacity of 40,000 liters. So it's just going to take time. And unfortunately, due to the way workers work, or rather don't work, you can't really use workers on this. So I'm going to have to go through this all myself and harvest this whole field, which doesn't sound very fun. It is what it is. We'll get it done. And that will be one more production we get to start off with, because if you didn't realize, and I actually almost forgot about it, can't really see it because it's on the other side, but basically on the other side of this silo right here, there is a building that is designed specifically for oils, and it's basically an on-the-farm oil mill specifically for the olive oil that we're going to be making here. And then I'm actually not going to bother trying to do every row. I'm probably going to do every other row. Can I do that? Yeah, we'll do every other row, then we'll come back. And we just kind of let this guy go. He's going to do his thing. This is super boring. We don't have to watch this. We have other harvests to do, so I might be jumping around a little bit, but we're just going to jump. I decided to take a quick break from the olives and get the worker going on this field. Since this field doesn't actually exist, I'm doing a headland first to make sure we don't mix up too much grass in the hay, because every bit of grass we mix up in the hay, we have to come back and ted like that. But the idea here being is that we can get a worker to do this while we're futzing around with the olives. And for that matter, and the corn that we're harvesting on the other side of the map. And it's still got a couple things done. So if you catch too much grass, you get a bit of grass in there, and then we're gonna have to ted that piece. So you got to make sure you're not getting too much grass in the outside of that swath. But running a single pass around the outside with the tedder just to make sure you get everything isn't that big of a deal. And then actually also most of the fields around this area down at this end of the farm are also all ready to mow, which means we can mow this field. Hold on. We can mow this field. We can mow the cow pasture ahead of me. We can mow the sheep and goat pastures and the bull pasture that are over on the other side of the road. And then there's even one more field over there that I'd like to mow, just to get a little bit of extra hay and grass for the wintertime. Make sure we're fully stocked with all of the land that we have. So we do have a little bit of mowing to do today, but for the most part, I'm going to let the AI do that mowing once I define some new custom field boundaries, which I haven't necessarily done yet. So it's going to take a little bit of work to define those boundaries, but you know, get there in the end. So we're finishing up our pass here. I'll take a little bit less. There we go. And then we'll set a course and let the AI worker start going through here and getting all of this hay. And then the rest of the grass and hay is all going to go into the forage depot right over there and get it all converted into silage or TMR or whatever we need for the cows and sheep and goats and all of the other animals that we have. So it's gonna be lots of fun. As you can see, I didn't even get very far on the olives before I realized that I needed to have other things all happening at the same time, because that's just how I think about things. You got to think about things from like a farm manager perspective when you've got fields, so many fields and so much land to deal with. So we have CP2 and create job. Let's go in here real quick, create a course. Got our course created. It looks like it's starting a little weird. Let me see that. Yeah, we're starting on a corner, which wasn't really that smart. I will manually start this course just to make sure it works. And set him off. And then go. this guy will do his work. I can get back to olives, and we will get back to those olives. Look really cool. Keep going, get this thing done. I think it looks. I started off this day thinking there wasn't much to do, and I was gonna have some time to actually get some tree harvesting done. But the more I think about it, I'm not gonna get anywhere near the tree harvester today. So, we got all winter, no big deal. First little load of corn that we got off our field. Looks like I didn't realize it in my haste to set up the course. Looks like the the course is doing every other row, skipping rows. I didn't realize that was gonna happen. We're just gonna use this really cool looking tract auger wagon to offload to our big trailer. So we don't have to move our big trailer around the farm. We just leave him parked either there or somewhere else. Just offload. Hopefully this auger's tall enough to get over the edge of the thing. Let's check right now. There's our trailer. He's just waiting for his corn. We could, of course, automate this if we really cared, but we don't. And there we go. So that's the first load of corn. As you can see, oops, not from this view. As you can see from the field, the harvester is doing a good job, and he's trying to get that whole field. And then we have this field, and then we have 2 more fields, and so we have a little bit of work to do. Gosh, the camera collisions is killing me right now. But there we go, more harvests. I'll check back in a little bit. So we finished off that prairie grass field, and we're over here at one of our cow pastures. Now, one really minor note about the prairie grass. Those who've been watching this series since the beginning, I introduced prairie grass on this map, and it was part of one of my secrets that I held out for a little while, and I introduced it sometime around episode 10, 11, I don't remember. Anyways, prairie grass is actually now out on another map. Poor boy actually included prairie grass on his latest Deadwood map, and so everyone can actually play with the same prairie grass that I've been using on this map, which in its tallest format, and the way Poor boy has set it up, in its tallest form turns into hay, and the shorter form doesn't turn to hay on his map. That's just the way he wanted it, but it is the same prairie grass that I created for this map and for this playthrough. It is available as a prefab on my GitHub site, so if anyone's interested in including it in their own map, feel free. And just let me know. Maybe I can help you out if you run into any problems. But for now, what I'm doing on this map is I didn't do this the first time. I'm doing it now. Should have done it before, but I'm creating custom paths around each of these animal fields so that we can mow them and make use of as much of this grass as possible. So the first one is the one that's closest to that our rest of our farm, which is right there. It's going to be this. Oh, I'll have to fix that later on. Get caught up on that fence. What the heck? The first one is this sheep field. The next one's going to be the goat one, which is kind of right behind me. And then we'll actually probably do that cow field over there too. So we're going to get all of these fields with custom course play courses and get them mowed. And pick up the grass probably a little bit later, but we have all of the equipment to pick up that grass. So we're going to add that to my list of things to get done today. And the list is ever longer the more I think about it. That's okay. It's fun. We're going to keep going. And we are probably about, I don't know, a quarter, if at most, done with the... This tree is totally in the way. But I don't want to deal with it. So we're going to leave it there. We're about a quarter of the way done with the olive field. And we're about a quarter of the way full. So I think it's just going to be right around 40,000 liters of olives, which is a significant number of olives, I think. I don't know why I'm not mowing right now, but it's probably just the angle of the field. Well, I think that's going to make quite a bit of olive oil, which will be nice to get yet another production chain going on this map. So there we go. There's my custom field. Yay. Stop. Yes. Gonna come in here. This is what I always do. If you guys haven't seen me do it before, I come in here. Let's edit custom field. I'm gonna take this point right here. You have to wait for it to highlight. Here. Where's the point? Somewhere here. There it is. Line those two up, and then we're actually come over here at the top of the field where we had a little bit of an accident running into the fence. And we're gonna clean this up by just doing this. Delete. Delete those waypoints. Edit. Move this one down just a little bit to make sure it doesn't catch that fence. Move this one up just a little bit, make it a straight line, and we're good. Done. Custom field done, and we'll get this guy set off to start doing some mowing. We can actually name this one. This one is edit. That's not what I wanted. Rename custom field. There we go. Shapes. Gonna keep it nice and simple. Create a job. Go. And Yahtzee. Perfect. So that's off doing its job. We can go back over to our olives. Actually, we're gonna have to go up to the corn and empty out the harvester one more time. Let's bloop bloop. This guy looks almost done. He's actually almost done with the field, which is great. But I'm gonna empty him out just to make sure he doesn't get super full. And looks like our corn harvesting is moving along, which is great. Got lots more other harvesting to go, but corn's going great. Olives are going great. Grass is going great. What else is there? So much more stuff. Anyways, back to the olives. Now the olives are going pretty smooth. I think if we look at the overhead picture, I'm actually not even halfway across this field doing every other row, so it's going to take a little bit longer than I expected. Oh well. I think I always underestimate how long olives and grapes and any of that kind of stuff takes. And in one of my other playthroughs, if you're watching, I'm doing a playthrough on a map that has coffee, and I don't even have any coffee beans planted, but coffee uses these same kind of harvesters and takes just as long. So, you know, there's yet another crop that takes a long time to harvest with these these vineyard harvesters are just time consuming. And I'm only doing every other row. I'm not even like doing every row. I'm only doing every other because of the turning circle on this thing. So it is what it is. We'll get through it. But yeah, I'm gonna get to it. So we finished the 5 to 7 custom field, and we're over here at the other field across the street, or across the dirt road. It's not really a street, but whatever. And we're gonna get this one going. So we're emptying out the corn over there. I think the auger should be done about now. Let's go check and see how he's doing. Looks like the auger's done. And if we look at the truck, we've got 68,000 liters of corn so far. It's doing pretty well. Actually, I should turn that off. Not waste our gas. And then I'm going to jump over here with the auger and get ready to pick up, empty out this field as that harvester gets going on it. So more to do, more to harvest. Gonna keep going. Over to the goat fields. Let's get this course running. We just recorded that course around this small field. It's not much, but it'll, if we were actually baling it, which we're not, it would probably produce like, 10, 15 bales. So it's worth mowing for sure. I'll go over to next, keep working down the line, go to the cow field next, then maybe jump back to these other cow fields, keep going. I got some olives to harvest. Looks like I'm doing pretty good. About halfway through the field. Oh. Turn that harvester on first before you drive forward, Josh. That's going to help you actually harvest. There we go. We're doing pretty good. 2/3 of the way through the field the first time, and then we have to go back and do it again. As you can also see, we started picking up the grass, or the hay, I should say. Then we'll have to come around with a smaller mower and kind of mow in the verges and the outsides and stuff like that. Get all the grass here just because I can't leave it there at all. I have to get it all. It's like an obsession. I got to get every bit of grass that I can get to with a mower, or it just bothers me. So we'll have to come back and get all the rest of that grass with one of our John Deere mowers and keep going. More olives. Yay! Over here at the Bulls field. Getting this farm done. The trees around this area are awesome. This map really highlights how a really good mixture of trees just changes the look of a hillside, a farm, what have you. But too many map makers use one tree and one size and one shape, but the mixture of trees really gives this area like a look that just feels authentic. I don't know what it is, and I obviously I love it when it's the fall time and their trees are like this, but yeah, it's, again, one of the reasons why this is probably my #1 map that I've played to date. So we finished almost exactly halfway of the field. This is in one extra row past finishing every other row. If that makes any sense at all. We're gonna have to go back and do the whole field now, but it looks like we made about 29,000 liters, or didn't make, we harvested about 29,000 liters of olives on this field, which is pretty good, which means our total harvest should be somewhere just under 60,000 liters, which I think is going to give us plenty of olive oil, I guess. I don't know. I mean, this is like my first time doing olives myself. So yeah, it is what it is. Can I empty into here? Yes, I can. Look at that. Oh, look at that. They come up at different speeds. Isn't that cute? Anyways, that looks like it's going to take forever to dump. Actually, no, that just shouldn't take too long. And there's our olive harvest, or half of the olive harvest. I'm going to get going on the other half. We just finished up the swather in the bull field. We have one more surprise field to do that's on that side of the road. And then we're going to get back up to the corn harvest. I think the corn harvester is almost done on field number 2. Then we got to go to field number 3 and 4. And there we go to finish off field number 8. After this, we'll head over to field number 2, which is our last corn field. And finish off our little corn harvest. I did actually realize as we're doing this, we have 2 actually secret special fields to harvest, and we'll come and get over that in a few minutes. But right now, let's dump this corn and get this harvester going. One thing that's nice about this header is it folds up, which means I can just drive over there. I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't have to worry about trailers. I can just tool over to the other field. Now we're going to be processing all of this corn into tract corn, and then that's going to get processed into whiskey, which will be great. And then the barley fields, once they grow, we'll be processing all of that into rolled barley, and then also processing all of that into whiskey, which will be even better. So for the next step, we're just going to have to get this harvest going and get this contract started. So not contract, harvest started. So we're harvesting our last cornfield, which is great, and we'll be able to get that done. And the rest of our day, I think, is just going to be olives and grass work. We still have half that olive field to do. We got to go every other row and go back over to that, and then do a little bit of grass work. And we have some fun grass work tasks in mind, so we'll get over those in a few minutes. But yeah, corn's almost done. Yay! While we finish that corn harvest, I thought we'd come over here and look at one of our 2 new-ish properties. I decided to go ahead and finish buying off this corner piece up here, which includes plot number 130. Now, this wasn't here on the original map. This is only here on this version of the map. And this is, again, the meadow grass. But if you look, it's actually not meadow grass. I'm sorry. This is the prairie grass, but this is the shorter version of the prairie grass. See how it's not up above my face? This is the shorter version, which actually produces just a little bit less, but it still works the same. So we own this field now, so I figured it'd be good to harvest it before the end of the year. And of course, we're going to come in here and record the course going around the outside. We're not going to really care about overlapping too much because right now my intention is just to record the course. We're probably going to have to come through and re-ted this to make sure it's all hay, so when we pick it up it just stays hay. That's fine, but the goal here is obviously recording this course and recording this course successfully without running into trees like this one, which is just in the way. Let's get rid of this one while we're here, and this one looks like it also might be in the way. Not too much, but we'll just get rid of it anyways. There we go. Alright, so we're going to finish recording this course round, and I'm going to shut up and just jump and zoom into it. And there we go. Got our new course. Our short prairie field. I guess we'll probably rename it in a minute. But I'm going to get this worker going and at least get this harvested. Get a little bit more hay for our animals. Let's jump in here. See, we're here. Let's actually rename it while we're here in the menu. Rename. Short prairie. Good job. Come in here. Great job. If you click on anything, you don't get the great job menu, which is kind of annoying. Generate fuel, of course. Good to go. And Shazam. We'll let this guy. Whoop, can't see where he's supposed to go, but let this guy go ahead and get his work done, and we will move on to something else. We're gonna have a lot of grass and hay to pick up. That's for sure. We will have to get a tedder over here to ted this other menu, but let's see if the mower is done in the other location and maybe go to that second field. Let's see. And there we go. Our corn harvest is done. Yay! Corn harvest is done. So, looks like I actually can't tell how many liters we got, but we'll know soon enough. Let's fold up this header, get the spout out, get over the trailer, get that unloaded, and get down to the other farm. But we're actually done with the corn harvest, which is awesome. We got that new field, the new prairie grass field, getting mowed right now, which is really great. That'll give us some more hay. And we have one more new field to check out. Oh, shoot. And I still have to get back to the olives. Ugh. So much to do. There we go. And we're going to get this delivered to our staging area where we're keeping the big rig going with all of the corn we picked up. Whoops. Oh. It's going a little too fast for the brakes. Spinning around. Just cleared it. and get that unloaded. So, looks like we got about 130,000 liters of corn, which is going to be a substantial amount of whiskey. And we'll have to go get that started processing right away. Perfect. As you can see in the background, I'm also actually starting to pick up the straw from the cornfields. That's just a task that's going to happen alongside picking up the grass. And of all of those fields down the hill that we already mowed. Lots of grass, lots of food for the cows and silage to be sold to the BGA and all that kind of stuff. So let's jump over now to our last little new secret field plan idea and get that going. Jumped into the big rig to deliver our corn down at the new production, which is going to do all the cracked corn whatever stuff for us. I'm pretty sure this is the entrance. Cracked corn production. There we go. And we're hitting something. Let's see what happens. Let me try to go in maybe faster. I'm not sure what I'm hitting. I'm bumping into something. This map is funny. Let's look and see what it is. What are we hitting? Oh, look, we're hitting that pole thing there, which doesn't even exist. Really? I'll have to take that out. Hold, please. I'm gonna go take that out. Alright. Had to jump in and fix it. It turns out like these little signs that are on the building, the default way that those signs exist is, whoops, is like this over here. So come over here. I thought there was one over here. Anyways, they're normally on the sign with like a little post sticking out, and someone had hidden the post but not deleted it, so it still had a post. So the post was blocking it because the post has a collision, and yeah. One of many little teeny tiny things I've fixed with this map over time. So we're coming here, dump the corn, and 120 something 6,000 liters. It's great. We can go into our production menu, turn that thing on, get that going. We're out of silage at the biogas plant, but that's okay. And it's really hard to find. You know, the one like mod that I really want for this, oh, we need to sell some paper rolls. The one mod that I want is to be able to limit this list. So like this industrial greenhouse, I want to be able to click a button right here, boom, minimize it. Don't show. There we go, cracked corn. Turn that on and good to go. So we've set up our production for the cracked corn. Oh, actually, and we should make sure that it's distributing. There you go. And so that should distribute over to the other building, which is going to be making the whiskey. That's not the way out. Hold on. The way out is over here. So next we got to go over and finish our olive harvest. Let's jump into the olive harvest and finish that up. Real lickety split. Enter vehicle. So this is the last row that we haven't done. But we actually, there's one more row, the end row, and I don't know if it's like we're still growing, but we still have to harvest it, but I don't know why it didn't grow along with the rest of them. Like, I planted them all at the same time and that one row didn't grow at the same rate. But if you look, I didn't cultivate the ground around it for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyways, we'll get this last row. We got another 27-ish thousand liters. And we can go get this dumped. We do have the trailer over there at the building. You can kind of see it off in the distance to dump what we have because it's not going to all fit in that one trailer. And then we'll get the olive oil production going, which is pretty cool. We'll see how much money we can make off of this olive oil. It's going to be a lot. I'll tell you that. And we're, you know, the money fluctuates a lot because whenever I have some extra money, I buy some land or use it for flattening or something like that. And then, you know, we keep going up and down. We bought those 2 new fields, and there's always something more to do and more to spend our money on. So let's turn this off. And then we can actually collapse it, which kind of squats down once it's collapsed. We can head over to the olive oil building so that we can get inside the building, because we can't fit this vehicle inside the building to dump it off because the drop point is actually inside the building. It's kind of an odd one. What? Realistic, I guess? So let's head over there and we'll get the olive oil production started. I gotta say, one of my favorite things that I added to this map and this playthrough is this silo complex. It just looks so good on this farm. This farm just needed a massive silo. It really did. And I think that thing fits the bill perfectly. Alright, so this red building right here is our custom olive oil or oil production. I think it does all the oils, but we're going to find out in just a second because I don't know anything about it and I've never used it. So come in here. And I believe this door is going to open automatically. Yep. So all the doors open automatically. And then we dump into our oil processing machine right here. Just fantastic. I really love this custom building. This is probably a really nice little olive oil production building. I should export this out, put it on another map. That would be cool on one of my other maps. But anyways, we got the olive oil production building running, which means if we come over here, back over to our production menu, something here should say oil. Here it is, oil mill. And we can start our olive oil. So we're going to get half as many, activate, go. You're fun. We'll get the rest of the olives dumped out of the machine and then back it in again and dump those out, and we'll make some olive oil. So it looks like we're going to be making about 27 pallets or so of olive oil. I think they're 1,000-liter pallets. I don't remember. And we'll just continue to go from there. And then the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to finish this off, and then we'll jump into the next thing, which is the new field. So there's one more field to do. And while it's dumping out, I want to look in the window here. It actually kind of looks cool. There's this like window-ish here. Oh, there's like a kitchenette and stuff inside. And computer screens for not much reason. So that's the olive oil management office or something. It's kind of funny. 28,000 liters of olives. Great. And now olive oil is 2-to-1, so about half of what we put in is going to be, we're going to get half as many pallets of olive oil. That's fine. And technically, I think we have some other oils that we can make. What does this make? Sunflower and canola oil. But if we look at our stats, I believe we have one of the two. Canola, yeah. So we have 32,000 liters of canola, which we can bring it over here and make some canola oil too. So that's pretty cool. Sweet. All right, let me jump over to our mowing and we'll do that next. So I promised I was going to do this. We're going to come over this windrow with our little tractor and process it into hay. This is the parts that kind of got caught or pulled in too much grass and overrode the hay. So we're going to come in here, do a quick lap around this thing, just taking this one windrow and making sure that it's all hay and not just partially hay. And that should be it for this field. Now, obviously, the windrower itself is still working on this field. And so he should be done soon. And then we'll have some hay to pick up with all of the grass we have to pick up and all of the other things we have to pick up and straw that we have to pick up. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Seriously, if I showed you guys all of this, these videos would be like 2.5 hours. You're lucky that they're only like 45 minutes long. It takes a lot to edit it down that much. Anyways, I'm going to continue on with this. Zoom through this and get this done. There we go. We finished up that part of it. I'm going to leave this guy here just in case he catches a few more things. He seems to be having a little bit of a problem. It's okay. We'll come back and hopefully he'll figure himself out. But for now, I'm going to jump over to the new field. And that sounds like a lot of fun. So we're over here at one of our new fields. This kind of field is just right alongside of the road, opposite these houses, which has fields behind it. But this is just a grass field. No one's using it, just being here. I did have some trees in it, which I just deleted for the sake of deleting. I have plenty of trees to harvest elsewhere, so I just deleted them just to clear it out so that I can actually set a play course in here. And that's what we're gonna do now. So let's get going. Let's put our HUD back on and start our route recording. These little power poles do have collisions, so we're gonna have to give ourselves a bit of a gap between the road and where we're recording, but hopefully we can create ourselves a nice little course and get a little bit of extra grass for all of our animals. But I'm gonna just jump into this, speed this up, and record this course. finish off the course there. Yes. Looks like a few things to correct. And I don't know why it stopped mowing through that little patch right there. Is that because I don't own it or something? Let's check the farmland. So times when you can't mow something, it's usually because you don't own the land. So if you look at here at the farmland, scroll back down to this field. No, it doesn't look like there's any kind of issue. There's like a little patch right here where it kind of overlaps where we might not own it. And that's probably why. No worries, I can fix that. But for now, let's fix this course. Of course, we've done this many times before. I'm gonna come in here. Click on the course, edit. Move this point here. Move that point here. So these start and end point overlap. Let's get these in line so it's a nice straight line. Then we have one more little thing over here on the corner to fix. A little bit crazy on this corner. I'm gonna delete all of these. And then move that one. There we go. That corner's done. And save. We're gonna call this, we're gonna rename it. It's called the mini meadow, just for fun. We've been doing a mini things lately. And we're not gonna mow this. We're actually gonna just let course play go ahead and do it. Because I was thinking we've done a lot of harvesting, we've done a lot of grass cutting, we've done a lot of all of that kind of stuff today. And we gotta get back to harvesting some of those trees. So we're just going to finish this out with a little bit of tree harvesting. And I think we're already facing counterclockwise. Let's do counterclockwise. 2 headlands and generate. Perfect. Get this guy set off on his journey. And we'll head back up to the tree harvester. 3, 2, 1, go. So I figured I'd come back here, clean out around our area, just kind of get a feeling for what it's going to look like. We don't have to really spend so much time packing these up. Can't see what I'm doing here. Not even close enough. But we don't have to spend too much time just packing, stacking, you know, like I normally do. We're just going to kind of drop them. We're cutting 6-meter lengths because that's what the trailer can auto-load easily. And we're just going to cut down a bunch of these trees. So I'm going to probably spend the rest of the day cutting down these trees and, you know, just clearing some land. One thing I'd like to do at some point is to actually, once these trees are cleared, to mow them. To mow the grass here before winter. So as many of these trees as I can get cut before November. November's kind of like my last point to cut the meadow before it resets. Really help if I had a better camera angle. But that's my plan. Either way, I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. I know this episode's been kind of all over the place, and I think the episodes lately for this map specifically have just been all over the place. And I think that's kind of par of the course for the stage in which we're at. We're getting kind of to the end-ish of our gameplay in this area. You know, we still want to build this field. This field is obviously our top priority. But, you know, we don't have... There's not really much more to do. I mean, we could try taking over the map if we wanted to. But in all honesty, there's a lot of other really awesome maps that I want to check out. So I think our goal for this is to finish up what we said we're going to do and move on. But that's going to be it for tonight. I want to say, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Comment down below what you think I should plant in this field. I think the initial plan is going to be for something like wheat that I can turn into... I want it to be something I can use in one of the productions that we have going. And the last production we haven't really done anything with is the beer production, the ability to create beer at our distillery down in town, which is where we're creating our whiskey now, outside of our little, you know, moonshine still. So I think it would be great to do this whole field in wheat, which would be a ridiculous amount of wheat, but we have 2 harvesters, and it's going to be a very, very hilly field, but I think it's going to look really awesome once it's planted. What do you think I should plant up here? Do you agree with the wheat estimation? Or do you think I should do something else? The downside with the wheat, though, is it means I can't plant until next fall, which means we're in this for another 2 years. So it does mean this whole series is going to run longer if we do wheat. I could technically plant it right now, but obviously the field still needs to be cleared. But that's going to be it for tonight. As always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.